back in the OG studio. We got it all this time, man. What's poppin' with everybody? I hope everybody's having a blessed day. We back with the FAXTORY podcast show. This is episode 26. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody back. And let's just address the elephant in the room. You feel me? Why not? Yes, you feel me? The hair is gone. Now, let me explain how this came to be, right? Let me just explain how this came to be. So, as y'all know, my roommate is a diehard OKC fan. I'm a Rockets fan. NBA's back. Rockets, OKC. We played each other for opening night. When we seen the schedule, we said, look, you know me, I'm talking hella trash. You know we finna give y'all the beats. Everybody's fooled. Our roommate said, look, if we win, cut your hair off. Me being extra confident, I'm like, bet, that's nothing. I ain't gonna say what my end of the bet was, obviously, because that doesn't matter now, as y'all can see. So we watching that game. As y'all know, the game went to 2 OTs. Each ending of regulation, I'm literally just holding my hair tight, being scared, heart beating a million miles per hour. And in the second OT, when I seen Jabari Smith was taking the last second shot, no disrespect to Jabari, that's my guy, but I literally fell to my knees in disarray. I knew in that moment, I knew it was time to call my barber. Now, I wasn't all that hurt, you feel me? I already knew I low-key wanted to cut it because, not gonna lie, I really should have been made this choice, if we're being honest. Let's take a few more minutes to really just, yeah, like this is nice. But back to regular schedule programming. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody back. As y'all know, we start the podcast with a special prayer every single time. Now, let's get it. Everybody bow their heads. My head off since we're doing that. Father God, thank you, Lord, for bringing us back to the FAXTORY podcast show. It's a pleasure to speak to many, many people that's listening, whether it's 1 or 2 or whether it's a million. Still, we know that you are here, and we pray that everything that gets talked about, that, Lord, that everybody will take it with a grain of salt and let the haters begin to hate and watch at the same time. This we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. Now, let's get into it. But yeah, man, I genuinely feel like I'm a little bit more gorgeous now. I feel a little bit more like professional and everything of the sort. I'll also be accepting Fax.Koolaid now, you feel me? Don't always gotta be Fax.Koolaid, you feel me? Fax.Koolaid is now doable, you feel me? It's been a minute since I haven't had hair. My hair's a little cold, obviously, because the temperature's dropping in Houston, Texas. And let me just talk about that just for 1 second. The weather is starting to drop in Houston, Texas. And here comes all the folks from the Midwest, from the East Coast, the Middle Hemisphere, the Upper South, talking about something, bro, it's not even cold for real. Like, this not real cold. Y'all don't know what cold is for real. Where I'm from, this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing new. I've been ready for this. Look, bro, folks that aren't from Texas love to make us Houstonians and Dallas people, all of us from Texas, feel weird because we're not used to the cold. I mean, for crying out loud, we dang near live in the sun. We dang near live on the crest of the sun. We don't get cold a lot. Y'all making it seem like us being used to the warm is such a negative thing. Folks from that side love when the cold comes so that they can just flex and flaunt and taunt us. And that's just not for the fall. That's anywhere. I'll never forget, bro. In like February, bro, or January, Houston seen snow for like the first time in I don't know how many years. This is when I was still in school. So most folks that we're not used to snow, we decided to go on campus to have a big ass snowball fight. And it was hella folks from the Midwest, from the East Coast, just there, just looking in the corner. Just look at all these kids not used to this snow. So lame. Whole time, they really wanted to join in. And I'm just sitting there like, no, yo, you know you want to come play a game. We SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squiddy out here in that one episode. You know you want to join? They all end up joining like an hour later. Like, it's okay, you know what I'm saying? Let us adjust to this because we not used to this. But what I'll also say to the people in Houston already or in Dallas or just in Texas in general, at the same time, let's not OD it, bro. Temperature dropped from what, 80, 90 to the early 70s. Yeah, I'm already seeing folks outside with puffer jackets. I'm seeing folks on Twitter and on TikTok talk about how they ready to pull out the you feel me, sweatiest of sweaters, puffer jackets, the double layers. Let's not OD it. You know, when it comes to states in the South, all these fashionistas that love wearing them biggie baggy pants, them biggie jackets, they finna OD it. But things that's also going around in the city, you know, it's Afro Tech Week in Houston, Texas. Rather, I should say it's been Afro Week Tech in Houston. For those that don't know, Afro Tech is like a flagship conference held annually, multifaceted platform that encompasses events, media, geared for, technology students. Basically aims to support black tech students and entrepreneurs and things of the such. Anybody that's in that category. Contributing to a more inclusive and diverse tech ecosystem. You feel me? Or at least that's what it's supposed to be. But just let me be the first to say, that's not what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. All I've been seeing all throughout social media, folks going for recreational content, folks going for the scenes, folks going just for the plays. It's damn near like an adult ASO weekend, if you know, you know. Folks been more focused on the after plays than securing a job, securing an internship, everything in that category. And before y'all get mad at me, I'm not the only person that's saying this. This is also coming from folks that's in the inside, that's in the know. Folks that's working the panels in the booth at the convention center. Folks that's working the fairs. They're saying the same thing. Folks is in there socializing and sharking rather than trying to talk to the people that can give them the jobs. Like me and my boys, when we was in college, they're more so on like the tech/science side. Bro, we used to like gather before Afrotech came. We used to gather before Afrotech came, and they used to work on how they was going to talk to the people that was there. Like the mindset was, I'm not walking out of here without a job on the spot. Cause that happens at Afrotech, you feel me? It's people that go there that's looking to hire people on the spot. It might not happen a lot, but they do that. My group and my boys, bro, they was determined to walk out of there with something. Shout out my boy King. I'm leaving here with something. But that's not what it looks like, bro. I don't know. Shout out to the folks that's walking up in there trying to get something to come out and not just worry about the scenes. Because it's folks that's literally just pulling up it's just folks pulling up there just to see who's up there. Now, I know that some of y'all been seeing that too, but let me stay in my journalism place. I mean, that's all a problem when it comes to Houston, Texas in general. One thing Houston, Texas will do is capitalize and make money off of whatever's going on in the world that weekend in Houston. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of impressive. It could be St. Patrick's Day. It could be Leif Erikson Day. In Houston, Texas, all the clubs and all the lounges and all the spots in Houston, Texas will make an event out of it. They're going to get the right MC. They're going to get the right DJ. They're going to promote it. They're going to pub it on every single social media platform. And they're going to make the money. Houston, Texas is its own planet. I don't know how many times I got to say that. But shout out to everybody that's here for Afrotech, all the Africans and all that. Now, let me move on. Now, a new segment that I'm going to start doing every single week, every time I post an episode, is what has the FAX.Story pissed off this week? The 3 things that I'm probably just going to rant on every single time. Number 1 is a trend on TikTok that I've been seeing way too much. You know, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, you feel me? This is my generation as well. But this whole I want friends, but I live in blank trend on TikTok. Let me tell you the number 1 reason why I hate it. Women, and I ain't gonna lie, it be women. Some dudes do it too, but I understand why dudes do it. Women will post this. They know they look good, you feel me? They'll get hella comments, hella DMs, and ignore all of them. It'll be the exact part where they live at, and there'll be hella friends. It'll be hella people in the comments with genuine intentions. Oh, I live here. Let's be friends. Oh, we should meet up. Oh, girl, I'm finna DM you. And they will not DM any of those people. They will not respond to any of those people. They will leave all them comments ignored. What was the point of posting? Now, as y'all know, me as a journalist, I'm here to chop up your food and feed it to you. You don't want friends for real, and that's okay. You just wanted notifications. As somebody that's been, very active on TikTok the past few years, that 99 plus in notification, I know it makes you feel good. I know the dopamine rush does something to you, but my God, stop parading like you just want friends, and in actuality, you really don't. Because there really do be people that really do want friends, and you playing with them on the net. And apart from that, and I feel like this should go without saying, you're posting your location. You're making it so easy for the stalkers and for the weirdos that's on social media to find you. And I know you don't feel like it's that deep, but oh, it definitely is. Going on the maps and screenshotting your exact place. The least you can do is actually utilize it and not just want notifications. I digress. It's your phone. Bring back shame, but do what you do. Now, the second thing that has the FAX.Story pissed off this week is people who complain about the holiday season. Now, as we know, as the time of this recording, it's the end of October. Starting November 1st, we can start bringing out the trees. I ain't gonna lie to you. But you got people who are just complaining every day. Oh, it doesn't feel, Christmas don't feel the same anymore. I don't even care for Christmas. We shouldn't even celebrate anymore. Christmas is boring. Well, I can give you a few theories as to why, the holiday season doesn't feel good to you anymore. Because you're not a fun person. Because for the most part, you don't even like life as it is. You get on social media, you post every day for validation. You're not cool with your family. You don't have any friends because you want to be antisocial all the time. You're an introvert. You like staying in your room all day. One, because again, you like to fake antisocialism. You don't got no hobbies. You don't like to watch Christmas movies. You don't like to hang with your family. You're addicted to going to the club only. You're addicted to smoking. You're addicted to drinking. You can't have fun within your sober self. You don't engage in the holiday season. You don't watch Christmas movies. You don't watch NBA games on Christmas Day. I could go on and on and on. But what I'm saying is the person you are now, this boring version of yourself that just seems to be sad every day, that's not who you were when you were a child. You've now grown into a person that, is kind of miserable. So of course the holiday season is not going to feel the same to you, but that's not everybody. Me personally, me and my siblings and my family, we find joy around the holiday season knowing that on Christmas Day, we get to first go to church, you feel me? Which I understand how everybody does. But after that, we watch NBA games, we gather together, and we just enjoy the holiday season. I listen to Christmas music in my car. Literally during Christmas season, I don't let the aux play. I listen to Christmas music. I actually heed toward the holiday season. Y'all don't do that. So I can understand how it doesn't feel like holiday season to you. But don't spread that bad energy toward others, okay? Some of us still love Christmas. I understand some of y'all don't. Oh, let me not say I understand, because I truly don't understand. Some of us love Christmas. You don't have to. Again, I find joy knowing that around the holiday season, a Merry Christmas Drake and Josh is going to be on the guide on regular cable television, which is another thing that y'all don't have is cable. So y'all don't even watch anything holiday-ish. Watching Christmas movies and reruns, that's things I look forward to during the Christmas season. Some of y'all are just miserable. And I feel bad for some of y'all, but it's okay. It's what you make it. The grass is only greener when you water it. Now, the third thing that has the FAX.Story pissed this week is rude friends. And I'll make this very, very quick. One propaganda that I cannot get behind when it comes to friends is the fact that you have a rude friend, and because you tolerate that rude friend, I'm supposed to do the same thing. Are you crazy? There's no way. That's quite literally diabolical and insane, and slightly mental ill of you to think that all because you tolerate your rude friend punking you all around, be saying all these things, I'm supposed to do the same thing. Then they'll tell you, oh no, it's cool. That's just how they talk. Are you ridiculous right now? Get all the way the F out of here. Tell your friend to watch her mouth, or I'm not gonna hang with you anymore. Because now if I end up going off on them, it's going to be an issue for everybody involved. Stop tolerating your friends to be rude. We are grown. We are not kids in high school. I will go off on your friend. I could really ruin your friend's life, but I'm a Christian. And it's like, bro, your friend is just an overall bad person. That's not who they are. That's not how they are. That's not how their parents raised them. I'm not tolerating that. You're crazy. Save that for the next junkie. Respectfully, of course. But that's what the FAXTORY is pissed about this week. And now this next segment is something that many people are waiting for me to talk about, especially the past few weeks as I haven't dropped the episode. But let's get into the homecoming reviews. As you know, I went to the greatest homecoming on earth. I'm only saying that for the name. I'm not saying that was what it is, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. I went to North Carolina A&T. Obviously, I had TSU's homecoming. Then I went to PV's homecoming just last week. Now, let's get into the reviews. GHOE's official rating, 9.3 out of 10. Now, this might come as a shocker. Let me explain why I have GHOE rated so high. Because everything that was said about it was truly what it was. I respect honesty. When I announced that I was going, people told me, oh, it's going to be deep, so be ready. People told me you're not going to have service, so be ready. People told me you're going to see the baddest women in the world, so be ready. They said it was going to be unlike anything I've ever experienced, and it exactly was that. Now, of course, it comes with critiques. One critique I'll say about GHOE, it was way too many streamers. Way too many of them, you feel me? And I know that might sound crazy coming from me. I'm a stream journalist. But yo, y'all gotta understand, sometimes that don't be the vibe. And I get it, you try to make your money, but y'all gotta test out to see if people want to be on camera before y'all just automatically start putting people on camera. There was a lot of times at GHOE where I seen many influencers and streamers getting gone off on because people did not want to be in the camera. And I'm not gonna lie, to an extent, you can't really blame people for getting mad at that. It just alters the vibe, you feel me? Again, to the service. Oh, y'all did not lie about that. As y'all know, I was with one of my influencer friends, just a real friend in real life. Her name is Chi. She's very, very known at North Carolina A&T. In the midst of the main tailgate area, it was deep, but it wasn't as deep as I seen on the TikTok. So I'm talking to people that's recognizing me. I'm like, bro, y'all said it was gonna be deep. It ain't even deep yet. They was like, oh no, trust me, this ain't nothing. 2 hours later comes, now it's really deep. People still telling me, oh no, you still haven't seen nothing yet. So now I'm scared. 1 hour after that, not even an hour, maybe 45 minutes after that, it gets to that deep level. I end up losing Chi. It was so deep, no moving room, yet the girl still trying to stroll. Let me not even digress. Deep to an unimaginable level. I literally moved like 10 feet away just to get some water. I tried to go back to where Chi was. Couldn't find him. I mean, for crying out loud, I was gone for only a few seconds. So I try to find him. I can't find him. Can't get back to the place I was. So I decided to just go to the edge, was basically where the entrance was, even though it was still deep in front and behind me. As I'm there, I decided to just stay there. You feel me? I was able to stand on a bit of a ledge, so I was seen by a lot of people. I ended up meeting two guys that ended up being my best friends for the last 3 hours of the tailgate. Not gonna lie to you. No service, no nothing, just vibes. And I feel like that's the true essence of homecoming sometimes, bro. When you venture off and you meet people that you've never seen before, and it becomes a time. Me and them two guys was like KD, Kyrie, and James Harden if injuries was never barring. Undefeated. Shout out them two guys, bro. Downtown was also something I've never seen before. And when I tell you it was popping all night, yo, I'm talking about from 11 after the scene was over with or got shut down to like 5 a.m. Me and my boy Trey was downtown just driving through. It was sensational, except for all the shootings and all the danger, which I'm gonna get to in a second. Now, I think a common misconception is that people, all the criticism that's coming about GHOE and just homecomings in general that's being hyped up, even when it comes to homecoming and, you know, Bowie, FAMU, all these places, Spellhouse too as well. It be the people that don't go there that got the biggest critiques. I'm here to tell you, as somebody that has now been to, you know, me being one of the OGs of Gen Z homecoming hopping and touring, I done been to so many homecomings, not even just HBCUs. It's about where you're at. You got to know where you're at. If you're in a terrible spot of the tailgate the whole time, or if you're at the terrible functions, or if you're nowhere, of course the homecoming is going to be booty to you. That's common sense. You need to be, you cannot be antisocial at these events. If you're somebody that doesn't like not having service, that doesn't like being on their phone, that can't touch grass properly, that can't vibe and function like everybody else does, gonna be asked to you. Like, bro, GHOE is not Dreamville, bro. Like, you're not gonna get that type of experience. I think what the students and alums are trying to say, the Aggies, I was jokingly calling them Aggiers, is that if you're not a student or an alum, your opinion high key doesn't matter. And this is coming from somebody that doesn't go there, bro. This is just what I've been hearing all weekend and ever since, bro. Like, all the reviews I've been seeing are mad OD. Oh, don't go to GHOE. GHOE is booty. Well, yeah, y'all are treating it as if it's a tourist spot. Y'all are treating it as if it's a guarantee you're gonna get this, you're gonna get that. No, it's homecoming, bro. It's for students and alums just to regather, reconvene, fellowship. Y'all are treating it like it's supposed to be the biggest, most fun festivities of no, it was never going to be that. And again, this is coming from somebody that doesn't go there. Coming from a journalist that's been to many different homecomings. It's never supposed to have been that. And then on a funny note, you got students and alums of Central and Winston just telling people that's complaining, you got to come to our homecoming. Winston know how to get down. Central got the real GHOE, you feel me? Look, I love the friendly competition, but GHOE was like that, bro. Let me be the one to say, as somebody that's been to dozens of HBCU homecomings for different reasons, GHOE was like that. That was that. Now, let me get to my own school, TSU. Now, this is going to be short, not going to lie. It was pretty underwhelming. TSU's homecoming rating, you feel me? 6.2 out of 10. And that's maximum. I feel like I was being a little bit generous with that. The problem with TSU's homecoming is everything was just so short. Everything ended early for the first time ever. They announced it 3 days or 2 days before the tailgate, before the main parts, that everything was going to be ending early every single day. So everything went by very, very quick. Hopefully everything will be better next year. Now, let me talk about one funny thing that happened though. Shout out B to Don, bro. I seen him at both Central and at TSU, you feel me? Backstage, both places. Now, there was a situation where B to Don was being followed by this girl. It's gone viral on TikTok. Now, what people don't know, I was around most of that. Seeing that shit live genuinely was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Because as I'm seeing the girl walking with him and be the Don security guard, shout out him, he's a cool dude. He's not as, hoey as other security guards like G Herbo's. I'm not even going to speak on that. I'm seeing her walk and follow B to Don. And it got to a point where when she started to get left behind, I almost asked if she lost him because she kept walking with him the whole time. And a part of me was almost like, bro, that has to be B's little sister. That has to be B's cousin that goes to TSU or something. Because when we was on the stage back there with G Herbo and them and all that, Funny Mike, she wasn't there, but now she's there. So in my mind, I'm just like, okay. And when they were leaving, I still seen her follow them. So I'm like, okay. In my opinion, I'm thinking, okay, I might got to network with her, see who she is, because clearly she's somebody. So now looking later that day, seeing all the clips that she was just a random person that was following, the secondhand embarrassment. Like, I still think about that to this day, and it's been a week and a half now. Oh my God, the secondhand was astronomically ridiculous. Y'all got to get some sense when it comes to these celebrities, bro. Shorty had the then when she got caught, Shorty had the audacity to be like, she just want a picture. Shorty, you was following him for the last 45 minutes. Then Shorty got the audacity to be like, oh, I get it. It'd be the same thing when I be with Lil Wayne. Oh, I feel like secondhand embarrassment is worse than firsthand embarrassment, but I guess. Yeah, that whole thing was just hilarious. I did want to address that because seeing it live was a different type of embarrassment. Looking back in retrospect. Shout out B to Don, though. Now, the last homecoming that I was at, and this was very, very recently, was PV. And I know a lot of people were interested to hear what I was going to say about PV's homecoming. Now, PV's homecoming ranking, 7.4 out of 10. Now, this is, of course, lower than usual because when I went on my homeboys pod in Winston, shout out Content Junkies, I told them that PV has always been a top 3 homecoming I've ever been to, but it rained drastically. But ironically, I feel like the rain in some parts, I know how to vibe, y'all, I'm sorry. I feel like the rain enhanced the situation just a little bit. Every time it rained, it forced everybody to choose a tent to go under, whether it was Kaplan, whether it was Alpha Land, whether it was Q Nation, and it was other tents that was just, hosting just, basically parties under a tent. The rain forced people to choose a tent to go under temporarily. I experienced time both at the Kappa tent and at the Alpha tent and at Q Nation. Every time it rained and we chose a tent to go under, the tent was lit. I feel like it gave everything a different experience. I might actually change the rate from a 7.4 to just like an 8.1, honestly. Because PV is always a good time. I went to Oil Spill the night before at the encounter with the, I can't even say that word, you feel me? I'm gonna just say the tent. And if you're in the know, you know exactly what tent I'm talking about, you know, especially if you wanted to prize on Vegas I-5. I think the part that hurts me the most about that tent, and again, you if you don't know, you might just want to skip along. I seen a girl I knew go under the tent. I surely don't know her anymore after that. Again, if you know, you know. If you boy, you go to PV and you ever go to a Q-Dog function and you ever see a tent at the back and you see a girl go in it, cut her off immediately. But again, I mess with them boys. They all cool. Shout out Rondo and everybody, all the rotators. Now, my last comment I'm gonna make about homecomings. Many people wondered why I only traveled to NCAT to A&T, because I mentioned I always go on the homecoming tour every year, but I decided to just keep it just to A&T. PV don't really count. That's 40 minutes away. I didn't because there's a problem with HBCU homecomings now. My conclusive theory is that HBCU homecomings are now cooked. They're like to a point of no return. I'm personally glad that I was the OGs of Gen Z homecoming hopping, because all of that is dead now. I'm gonna keep it a band. I'm glad I was doing it before it became a common trend, because now it's being overexploited. You got parents dropping their 15, 16, 17-year-old child off at these campuses and then picking them up at the end of the night. You got too many influencers, too many streamers, too many tourists like people, just random old heads in the city, random YNs all pulling up. Like I miss when it wasn't that, bro. Before, back in the day, and I'm saying back in the day, I'm saying like just a few short years ago, before coming to everybody's HBCU homecoming was a trend, maybe I'm partially to blame for that. It used to just be alums, students, and a few friends of those in that category. And then journalists, you feel me? People that have official media credentials. But now, I don't know what it is. And now because of that, here comes safety concerns. Events shutting down early because of gun violence. You got people, these schools and institutions are now forced to end everything early, which obviously waters down the experience for the qualified. And that's why I constantly keep telling people I personally have no desire to homecoming hopping tour anymore. Not just because of the obvious reasons, such as me being a new graduate and me not having a busy booking schedule, you know what I'm saying, we out here making money, but because the fun and the essence of it, the vibes, is no longer there. It no longer exists. The plot of HBCU homecomings is lost. It's the saddest thing ever, but you feel me? If it calls for me to come to a school for a booking reason, then of course that'll be done. But I feel like the season of homecoming hopping, just going just for the vibes, just for the essence of what it really is over with. Now, let's move on. Let's talk sports. That's the last thing I'm gonna talk about this episode, for me. Now, the NBA is back, and it was one of the craziest first weeks in history. Now, the problem I'm having, right, this whole gambling scandal that dropped the first week. It was an iconic first week for the NBA. Now, as we know, Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier have been arrested when it comes to conspiracies of gambling. Now, when I first saw this come across, you know what I'm saying, the media, I said, nah, bro, there is no way. That's impossible. These are millionaires. These people don't need to gamble. This is just gonna boil over and just it's gonna be old news in a few hours or days. But when the headlines dropped saying that the arrests were made, bruh, I don't think I've ever been in such disbelief in such a long time. Bro, I would have never thought in a million years, millionaires, and I'm not talking about fresh millionaires that only got 1 million, 1.5 million. I'm talking about multi-millionaires, contracts that are in their renewal. These type of millionaires will be moving this stupid, this dumb. I'm so disappointed right now. And these are not tip of the iceberg millionaires. These are real deal millionaires still in the NBA, high level jobs, moving and lacking like this. I feel like an idiot. I don't know how many times I gotta keep telling people the FBI is undefeated, bro. If you are doing something and you're engaging in wagers, poker games, and gambling, any little mistrace will lead to you getting caught. And this is the FBI. This is not the NBA looking into it or just a regular investigation group. This is the FBI. The FBI rarely loses. And it's funny because Chauncey Billups is a head coach. I'm such a fan of Chauncey. But my thing is, Chauncey Billups' contract is right now in the 4 to 5 million. It's still a lot of money. He's probably going to get renewed because of who he is, the cachet he has in the league. But it's the Terry Rozier case for me. Terry, bro. And everybody knows I'm a fan of Terry Rozier. When it was Terry Rozier specifically, I was in denial. I said there's no way that my guy did this, bro. But it's like now I feel like an idiot. And here's why I feel like an idiot, ladies and gentlemen. I was defending this man because I'm like, okay, there's no way he did it. His contract is 26 million. But now I'm seeing reports allegedly, you know, I got to use the word allegedly because I'm a journalist. I'm seeing reports of payouts of 100,000, 200,000. Terry, are you serious? You over here putting your career on the line, your reputation on the line, over a measly $100,000, $200,000. And look, I'm only saying that because this is the NBA. This is not, you feel me? This is not a cross country league. This is not track and field. We know how much the NBA has. Let's be very real when we say $100,000 upwards to $400,000, $500,000 is chump change to the NBA. This is a multi-billion dollar corporation association. Dude, they would have given you that if you would have just asked. Like, what? Oh, especially your organization. You are a part of an organization, and it makes me laugh because it's so ridiculous. You're a part of an organization that is governed by Pat Riley. For folks that don't know, Pat Riley is one of the most successful presidents, one of the most richest in history. If you would have just asked Pat Riley for $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, Pat Riley would have easily here. That 200, 300, even let's say it was just $1 million that you was trying to work for, he would have just given you that if you would have just asked. That's why I feel like an idiot, because I would have never thought he would have did this. Like, bro, you're on a $26 million contract. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't it just doesn't make any sense to me. But let's actually talk about some real basketball, people who deserve it. Let's talk about Wemby. Now, as we know, Wemby, as of the past week, is now projected to be damn near the greatest player of all time. He's been doing a lot of crazy shit this first week. Now, let's talk about that clip. When my partner was over at the crib, the NBA had just posted the viral clip of Wemby taking folks all the way down the court. He was like, yo, Koolaid, come look at this. When this man tweened, change duration, second tween, and wrap around, I literally took my partner's phone, turned it off, and threw it across the couch. This is genuinely scary. And I look at my partner, he look at me, and he says, yo, are you thinking what I'm thinking? I said, yo, we gotta get this ring now. We gotta get this ring now, fool. We have no time to waste. Like, this is Texas Chainsaw scary. This is Big Jeep scary. This is Freddy scary. This is Leatherface scary. This is Saw scary. This is Hannibal scary. This is Candyman scary. This man might get DPOI, MVP, Most Improved, and Finals MVP same year. Being a fan of somebody that's not the Spurs, I'm horrified. Yeah, we gotta get this ring ASAP. Like, remember when Patrick Beverley idiotically, stupidly said to Steph Curry, the next 5 years are mine? He said that like 7 years ago. The next 10 years might be Wemby's, maybe more. So I say all of that to say, KG, I will never forgive you. I don't know what you was telling this man. At first he was with the Monks, now he's with KG. I don't know what you was telling this man, but now as a fan of an opposing team, I'm worried. That's all I'm gonna say on that. The factory will keep patrolling Wemby's success, because ooh boy. Now, let me touch a topic that I've been needing to really speak on for like a long time. Shedeur, right? Now, Shedeur Sanders still hasn't played yet. The Browns are entering a bye, or by the time you watch this, they're in their bye, or maybe after the bye. Now, I'm going to take this a different direction. I'm going to give y'all an angle that nobody's really talked about this far. Shout out to Louisiana. Shout out to Boo, New Orleans, all of that. But I don't think I could ever root for the Saints ever again. People are not realizing they caused all of this whole fiasco, this whole saga. You seen the clip of Deion Sanders shaking his head whenever the Saints passed on Shedeur in the draft. They were supposed to be the team to take Shedeur. You want to know why? Because they had nobody. They caused this. I've never seen a team so deserving of everything that they've gotten this season. More than the Saints. Among the bottom of the league in almost every major and minor statistical category. Points allowed, bottom tier of the league. Points put up, bottom of the league. Defense, offense, bottom of the league. And I've always said this, there are certain teams and organizations that when they're not good, it's just not good for the league. You feel me? When the Lakers were not good during that whole 2012 to 2017, that was bad for the NBA. If there's a time where the Dodgers are not good, it's not good for the MLB. I feel like the Saints are slick, one of those teams where when they're good, the whole league is just better. The whole football league is better. When the Saints are not good, that's not good for NFL. Head coach Kellen Moore, general manager Mickey Loomis, and the president of the Saints, Dennis Lauscher. Y'all genuinely deserve this. I'm not gonna lie. It makes me feel bad when you really think about it, bro. When the Browns picked up Shedeur in the fifth round, I believe, nobody was talking about it, but I was literally looking at the TV screen and I said, bro, Kevin Stefanski is going to become the most hated man in the world in just a few short months. I predicted it because he never wanted to get Shedeur in the first place. He always wanted Dylan Gabriel. But because they've now picked Shedeur, the whole world is going to be rooting for Shedeur. So if you don't play Shedeur, everybody's going to hate you. How are you getting mad because a coach don't want to play a quarterback that was drafted in the 5th round? And now you're putting him in a position where it's like, okay, if he continues to not play Shedeur, he's going to get hated. Then on the other end of the spectrum, if he plays Shedeur and Shedeur balls out, he's still going to be hated. Kevin Stefanski always knew that he was going to be in a tough situation. And no matter what y'all want to say about him, that's sad. And then on the part of Dillon Gabriel ain't do nothing to nobody before he came to the Browns. Yet all because he got picked by a team who he didn't even know they were going to pick Shedeur. Now everybody's indirectly rooting on his downfall, bro. And they said that Dillon Gabriel was starting that first time he was starting. All you seen on social media was, oh, I hope he plays bad. I hope he gets injured. Is that really what we want of a guy that's never did anything to nobody? I feel bad. Because everybody's literally rooting for his downfall because of Shedeur. That's not fair. So that's 2 of them now. Now we get to Shedeur. Shedeur has the most pressure out of anybody because we know that Shedeur is probably going to end up playing because Dillon Gabriel obviously hasn't been playing good. If Shedeur gets on that field and he doesn't ball out, the conversations will be disgusting. I genuinely think he shouldn't even play for the Browns anymore. I ain't going to lie to you. Because if he gets on and he doesn't ball out, oh my God, bro. Yeah, we are going to hear the most disgusting conversations, the most disgusting headlines, bro. And that's because he was picked by a team that he shouldn't have been picked by because he was supposed to go to the Saints in the first place. That's why I will never forgive the Saints for this. But I hope that when Shedeur finally gets his chance, that he's well. I hope Kevin Stefanski doesn't receive too much heat because that's going to happen regardless now. He can't avoid it. And I hope that Dillon Gabriel's mental health can be better after this because I know it's a lot right now for him. That's just me being a fair journalist. Now, before I end off this episode, I got to give a shout out to my guy. I wasn't going to mention this until 5 minutes before I started shooting. I seen something on TikTok. And now I got to mention it right now. My guy, Drake. Now, I just got word of the greatest diss I've ever seen from a rapper to an athlete. Let's get into it. This was Drake directly going at DeMar DeRozan. Packed him up in a 16. Now, let's break down this astronomically clever display of lyricism by R.B. Drake Graham. Let's stop right there. They hate it so much it's a sickening thing. That hate is DeMar DeRozan choosing an unnecessary cameo in Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us video. You know, the song where Kendrick calls Drake a PDF file. The ultimate op activity. They hate it so much it's a sickening thing. They must have heard wrong on the call. I sent them a Sacramento Kings, because I wanted you shipped to the King. Sacramento, shipped to the King, Sacramento Kings. The current team he's on right now. And I don't think that's going anywhere. Now let's keep going. Okay, whoa, let's stop right there again. You was a part of the team. We were planning our Mexico trips in the spring. Now, this could be a double, not gonna lie. Now, that's Drake saying that when we was cool, we was planning trips. But this also could mean something else, and you gotta be in the know to understand this. DeMar DeRozan never went to the finals. As you know, the finals is played in June. DeMar DeRozan never went to the finals, and we'll get to that back in a second. He always got knocked out early in the playoffs. Lately, he hasn't been going at all. I feel like Drake is also saying because you knew you were never going to make it deep in the playoffs, which is in the spring, we was already planning trips. We know you're not going to be deep in the playoffs, so we was planning trips. Double meaning, double diabolical. Now, let's keep going. We must have been dealing the spur of the moment, but why don't we think you could get us a ring? Whoa. Must have been dealing the spur. San Antonio Spurs. Spur of the moment. Kawhi, we think you could get us a ring. Obviously, Kawhi was on the Spurs at the time. They traded DeMar DeRozan to the Spurs for Kawhi, and Kawhi got them a ring that next year. Or about that in a second. As y'all know, DeMar DeRozan took the Raptors, where Drake is from, by the way, conference finals a few times, but could never get past LeBron. Drake is saying, I don't know why Toronto thought you could ever get us a championship, but we were obviously in the spur of the moment. I don't know Kawhi, we thought you could do that. I don't care what y'all say, that's crazy lyricism. Just gonna sit here and pretend like that's not great lyricism right there. Oh my God. G-Pop sent us a run from Dago. Next thing you know, we throwing parades. G-Pop is Greg Popovich, who was the coach of the Spurs when Kawhi was on there and he got traded. Kawhi is from San Diego. That's the Dago. Next thing you know, we throwing parades. Kawhi won the Raptors a championship that very next year. And they really try to portray that Drake doesn't have lyricist value. And I can see the comments now. Drake don't write nothing. Yeah, I'll let y'all keep that propaganda. DeMar, I like you, but this ain't a good look, bro. One of the reasons why Drake is the GOAT. And again, they gonna say I'm glazing, but as y'all know, we don't care about none of that. New episodes every single week. You know I love you. If you're interested in joining the FAXTORY, whether it's clippers, I do need clippers, or whether it's anything else, cameramen, anything, social media managers, people that just want to help me any type of way, make sure y'all DM FAXTORY on all social media platforms. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all next week. FAXTORY out. Don't make the rules.
Imagine seeing